Hello and welcome back to on the Football Zone and to a midweek previewing European and Championship action this week. So let's get straight into it with the Champions League. And yeah, kind of two double rubber games really, you could almost say, for the two English Champions League teams. Kind of both results look certain. And Chelsea v Real Madrid. Real Madrid obviously having a 2-0 lead. Chelsea at home this time though. But yeah, I don't know. Real Madrid just felt so comfortable in that first game. Really feel like it's any score they wanted. Chelsea are a mess right now. I'm going to say it'll be another 2-0 Madrid win. Moving on into Wednesday, and you've got Bayern taking on Man City. Man City are relentless at the moment. 3-0 advantage, all but through. Obviously it's all chaos in the Bayern changing room at the moment with Mane and Sane and stuff like that. So yeah, it's not going well for Bayern at the moment, but for Man City it's all going well, and coupled with a 3-0 lead for Man City, it's very hard to see Bayern turning this one around. But yeah, I can see Man City kind of resting a few players here, which is why I'm going to say it'll be a 1-1 draw. But yeah, definitely don't think City will get knocked out here. But moving on into Sevilla against Manchester United, it'll be interesting to see how Manchester United respond from a late setback that they did suffer against Sevilla on Thursday, because obviously they were so comfortable, could have made this trip a lot more safe for themselves, but in the end they didn't do that, and that will be deeply frustrating for them, I think. But yeah, Sevilla, they're a good side, not having the best season, but we've seen what they can do in Europa League. I think it'll be a close game. They'll hold Manchester United to penalties, but I'm going to say United will just scrape over the line. And in the Conference League, we got West Ham taking on Ghent. First game was quite an even 1-1 draw, but West Ham at home at London Stadium. For me, yeah, you kind of expect them to, probably go through from here, to be honest. I don't know. I think a team like Ghent, maybe they can match them over one game at home, but I think with the might of the Premier League and all of that, West Ham, even though they're not having the best seasons, don't still have a very good squad. I'm going to say they'll have enough to get through it. I'm going to say 2-1. Moving on into the Championship action, obviously the season joins a big descent, so a big round of fixtures. Blackpool taking on West Brom at Bloomfield Road, and Blackpool coming into this one off the back of that 1-0 win against Wigan. Obviously a huge win, 4 points with safety now. It's obviously going to be very unlikely they can pull it off, but that's just giving them a glimmer of hope. West Brom, though, they're 3 points outside the playoffs. It's a ridiculously congested playoff race, but they'll still definitely consider themselves as having a chance. So it's a big game for both these teams. Both teams not in the best of form, but I think West Brom, that extra quality, they're both fighting something, will just do it for them. Moving on into Rotherham as they take on Burnley at the New York Stadium, and Rotherham a 2-0 loss to Luton last night. Burnley held up Reading. So yeah, it's an interesting one to see which way this go. Have Burnley maybe taken their foot off the gas maybe, but Rotherham last time out after a really decent run of form, and yeah, they still need points just to ensure they're away from the relegation zone. I'm going to say it'll be a 2-0 Burnley win here. I think Burnley will not accept a second stage draw. But moving on into Sheffield United as they take on Bristol City at Bramall Lane. Sheffield United flying at the moment, 4 wins from the last 5, and yeah, look all but set to be promoted automatically to the Premier League, taking on a Bristol City side who are about as mid-table as you can get really. So yeah, obviously they don't have much to play for really. So yeah, I think it will be a comfortable win for Sheffield United here, especially being at home. I'm going to say it'll be a 2-0 Blaze win. Moving on into Sunderland as they take on Huddersfield at the Stadium of Light, and Sunderland, a team that still has definitely got aspirations of the playoff spots, only 2 points outside Blackburn. So yeah, this is going to be a big game for them, taking on a Huddersfield side who, with that loss to Swansea, maybe are starting to tail off again, and still very much in a relegation battle. Only 1 point in front of Reading in 20 seconds. But I'm going to say 2-0 to Sunderland, with them still at home and got something to play for. I think they'll get the win. But moving on to Stoke as they take on Wigan at the Bet365, and Stoke coming into this one not in the greatest form. I really did think they were turning their corner a few games ago, ending the season strongly, but it kind of hasn't panned out. In 16th at the moment, taking on a Wigan side, 8 points adrift of safety, and yeah, could be relegated in this round of fixtures if I'm not wrong. So yeah, I mean, both of these teams kind of have nothing to play for as Wigan are basically down. I think Stoke at home will have enough to dispatch them quite easily. Moving on into Millwall as they take on Birmingham at the Den, and Millwall coming into this one off the back of a 2-0 win against Preston, which was a really, really good result for them. And obviously, after a bit of a sticky match, kind of cemented their place in the playoffs. Birmingham, 2 draws and a loss in the last 3, but 8-point gap over Reading. They're definitely going to be playing Championship football next season, you'd assume. But yeah, in this one, I'm going to say it'll be a 1-0 home win for Mill to kind of further cement their playoff spot. Moving on into Blackburn as they take Coventry at Ewood Park. Blackburn coming into this one not in a great run of form, winless in 5. Drawn the last 2, but yeah, they need wins. And Coventry, obviously a team that's just outside the playoff spot, and yeah, good win against QPR last time out, and yeah, that will give them some confidence. But it's so close there. Both these teams kind of need a win to really stay in contention with how close it is there. I'm going to say it'll be a 2-0 Rovers win. 1-0 actually, I'm going to say. I think it'll be closer than that, but I think Blackburn being at home could be crucial. Moving on then to QPR as they take on Norwich at Carrow Road. And yeah, this is obviously a major game for both these sides. QPR are an absolute free-fall at the moment. Just a shocking run of form. Really, it's led them into the trouble they're in at the moment. Taking on a Norwich side who were beat 5-1 by Barrow at the weekend. And, they're still only 2 points outside the playoffs, so they're very much still to play for. And taking QPR, I think they're just such a mess at the club at the moment. I think Norwich will bounce back and get a win. Moving on into Swansea as they take on Preston at the Liberty Stadium. Swansea ending the season really strongly after a bit of a tough match, which is obviously a really good sign for Russell Martin's team next season. But yeah, taking on a Preston side that's lost 2-0 to Millwall, and that could deal their playoff hopes a bit of a blow. But they're still only outside by 1 point. Like we say, it's just so close. It's impossible to call. But yeah, at home, I don't know, Swansea in a good vein of form. Preston might need them more. I'm going to say draw. Moving on into Watford as they take on Cardiff at Vicarage Road. And yeah, once again, this is an important game at both ends of the table, really. Watford, I don't know. Do they have much of a chance to pass? They're 4 points off. I mean, yeah, you'd say they do, but it's just so congested there. It's going to be tough for them to get in, really. But Cardiff, only in outside the relegation zone on goal difference, kind of hit a bit of a poor vein of form when they really didn't need one. But I'm going to say it'll be a 2-0 Watford win here at home to maybe just keep their playoff hopes alive. Moving on into Borough as they take on Hull at the Riverside. Borough, they've basically got their playoff spot secured. You'd have thought very little chance, in fact, basically no chance of catching Sheffield United for that second automatic promotion spot. So for them, and kind of Luton as well, which come on to in a sec, it's just about protecting players for the playoffs, really, now you'd guess. Hull in 16th, they don't have much to play for either. But at home, I'm going to say Barrow will get the win, 2-0 for me. Moving on then to Reading as they take on Luton at the midday scheme. Reading will obviously be buoyed by that big win, by that big draw, against Burnley. Surprise one as well, and Noel Hunt's first game in charge. But Luton, coming into this one, just in great form at the moment. But yeah, like I say, the automatic promotions, very little chance now. Can you see them maybe resting players for that for the playoff campaign? Maybe. Who knows? But yeah, I'm going to say it'll be a 2-1 Luton. I think they'll have just enough to wedge it. But anyway, guys, that's the video. Thanks so much for watching. So like, subscribe, results, comments, and follow me on Twitter for daily football news. Subscribe to the channel, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks so much for watching. Peace.